Hello and thank you for tuning in to JoeScentMe. My name is Joe and I am your host for today. Today I want to talk to you about a perfume line that I experienced that has become a recent discovery and probably one of the most amazing perfume lines I have ever smelled in all of 2017. And so I want to tell you about my experience with Fort and Manle Perfumes. This perfume company is based out of Australia. The perfumer is self-taught and his name is Fort. This guy is a young guy, a fantastic individual, and if you were to smell these perfumes, you would never in a million years expect this to be a perfume created by someone who was self-taught. When you smell these masterpieces, you're going to immediately think that this person is a master perfumer that's been doing this for years and decades, and sometimes it does take that long to develop a nose like his. And let me tell you, this has been one of the greatest perfume discoveries I've ever made in 2017. It's so fantastic. And so, without further ado, let's talk about each one of them individually and my experiences with each one. The first one that I experienced is called Amber Absolutely, and you'll see by the bottle over there that each bottle is beautifully dressed. You'll see that each bottle tells a story on the outside, and it's just the most gorgeous bottle of perfume you've ever seen. Every single one of these has a metal plate that's embossed on the front. The cap has sort of a crown look to it. Bottle is just stunning. It's one of my favorite bottles that I've ever seen of any perfume, hands down. Amber Absolutely, let's talk about the juice. Fantastic fragrance. So I went into this not really having any expectations. Yes, I've seen reviews. I did not let those reviews taint my initial perception of these fragrances. I went into this completely blind and open-minded. I went in thinking this is going to be an overly ambery fragrance. You would think it would be something that would be cloyingly sweet, overwhelmingly feminine. This was completely opposite of that. Yes, it was sweet, but it was sweet because of the honey, not necessarily because of the amber. This thing has a very unique opening because it's actually sort of a fruity, sour opening, but then it gets very sweet with the honey, but isn't cloyingly sweet. I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about the ingredients, so I'm going to pull up my little cheat sheet for you. We've got musk, benzoin, which is normally very sweet, labdanum. We also have raw honey, which this thing really makes a presence in this fragrance. Plum, which is what gives it that tart and sweet and fruitiness right there, which is unusual for any fragrance because plum in most fragrances that I've experienced has been very plummy, whereas this was used to make it more tart. A really nice way to offset the sweetness in this fragrance. And there's even rose in this, but it was very minimal. The vetiver and the cedarwood were definitely there, but I didn't consider this an overly floral, an overly woody fragrance whatsoever. Sweet, yes, and it was one of my favorite fragrances, and I have many favorites, by the way, in this line. The next day I wore Fatih Sultan Mehmed, and yes, this would sound like a very oriental, Middle Eastern-like fragrance, and very much so. Here's why. We have bergamot, then we have apple, and then we have petitgrain, which is great on the front end there. And then it goes into a rose, tulip, iris, vanilla, benzoin, and amber. And then we have ambergris and musk, cedar, patchouli, and oud. This is a phenomenal fragrance. It starts off really nice. The floral aspect of this fragrance isn't overwhelming, and I don't really like floral fragrances that much. But man, this is so beautiful, and I will tell you, what I love about each one of these fragrances is that, and there's so many things that I love about these fragrances, but one of the things that I love about these fragrances is that they are non-linear fragrances. As each one of these dry down on you, you're constantly getting whiffs of something different. The fragrance blooms in many different ways, and you're constantly getting a whiff of something that you're like, I didn't know this was in there, or now I'm getting that benzoin, I'm getting that sweet vanilla, I'm getting that oud finally, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. And I love that about this fragrance because it doesn't whack you in the face with all those ingredients all at once. You put the fragrance on and then you notice that you're getting layers upon layers and layers of scents that are coming at you at different times while you're wearing it. And I love that because you're kind of getting a new experience every single time. And maybe you're not too keen on the initial spray. Maybe you're not digging the front of the top notes. Maybe you're putting it on and thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Just give it a few minutes, and then all of a sudden you're in love. You're absolutely in love with the fragrance. Now, that didn't really happen with me. I didn't not love any of the top notes. I love them all, but specifically with this brand, I got so many great layers of fragrances from each one of these. Every single one of these fragrances are eau de parfum and unisex. So a man or woman, anybody can enjoy these. They're very highly concentrated as well, very long lasting. In fact, every single one of these lasted on me at least 8 to 10 hours. And they are great performance, great longevity, great on the sillage as well. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right, the next fragrance that I wore was Maduro. Gosh, I love this fragrance so much. Just when I thought that I liked the previous fragrance even more, the next one that I try out gets even better. So Maduro is phenomenal. We have a tobacco amber wood-based fragrance. It starts off with sweet basil, apple, and the apple skin itself, and pineapple, although that's not a strong note, so don't expect this to be like a Ventus at all. Sorry, a Ventus, for those of us who don't like the way I say a Ventus. A Ventus. So don't expect this to smell like a Ventus. Then we have tobacco, amber, beeswax, cinnamon, vanilla, and then we have amber, patchouli, vetiver, benzoin, and cedarwood. And yes, there's tobacco in this fragrance as well. You definitely get the tobacco in this. You get the spices of the cinnamon. You get the patchouli. Everything about this is stunningly beautiful. I mean, as it dries down on you, again, the layers of fragrances hit you at different times of the day, and you're constantly smelling something new every single time. It's just a stunning fragrance. All right, next we're going to Harem Rose. Harem Rose is exactly what I expected it to be because of the name. When I think of harem, I think of Turkey. We're talking about a Turkish or Damascus Rose based fragrance, and it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Although I am not into florals, Damascus Rose is one of my favorite floral scents, especially when it's blended with oud and things that make it a little more smokier and mysterious. We have musk to start off the fragrance to give it a nice muskiness, but then we have the sweet animalic notes of amber and benzoin, and then we have vanilla and Damascus Rose, and then we have some woods that are smoky, and then we have the vetiver as well. What a fantastic fragrance. Again, beautiful fragrance. Not a single one of these I didn't like. Every single one is unbelievable. And again, I'm not just saying this, by the way, I just want you guys to know, I just received sample vials of these things to try out. I am not just saying these because I received the vials and whatever for free. I want you to know that my opinions are my own and they are honest. And if something really sucks, I will tell you straight up it sucks. There just wasn't anything to suck about any of these fragrances. There just isn't. Everything from the bottle design to what's inside, down to the story, down to the perfumer himself, who's just an awesome guy. The total package is there. I mean, this is just a fantastic fragrance, and I highly urge you guys, girls as well, to go onto the website. I'm going to include a link to the website so you can go and purchase these fragrances. Wipe this guy out clean because it is so worth it. I mean, this is award-winning level stuff right here, and you're on the front end of this. This is a new house. This is a new perfumer. But he has created some things that I'm telling you, most perfumers take a lifetime to design something this cool. And he's created it right here. Just when you thought it couldn't get better. Now we have, and I gotta look at this to pronounce it right, Mr. Bolshnikov's Purple Hat. Yes, the names are pretty cool. And this is the most expensive one in his collection. By the way, every single one of these fragrances are $230, I believe in US dollars, if not in Australian dollars, but they're $230 US, let's just say that. And this one is $280, and here's why. We've got oud, and again, this starts off smoky with the oud, but it only lasts about 10 to 15 minutes, and that smoke goes away like a wisp. Really, really cool. Then, when it dries down, you get this beautiful French lavender. vanilla. We also get Belgian chocolate, which gives us this nice richness, this gourmand feel to it. Beautiful. And then we get vetiver and Gaiac wood, which is a sort of a Swedish wood. I like the smell of Gaiac. And cedar. Cedar is a very woody wood and has a sort of a pop to it. And this fragrance, again, just a great example of the layers of scents that I was getting all throughout the day, because this thing just kept going with something new. I kept smelling something different every single time. Every time I went in and smelled myself. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic fragrance. Definitely one of my favorites for sure. Next fragrance is Confessions of a Garden Gnome. Yes, this has got to be one of my favorite names for a fragrance. This wasn't my favorite fragrance, but that doesn't mean it wasn't good. Like I said before, I don't go for floral fragrances myself. However, these are very, very well executed florals in this fragrance. It is just a beautiful, clean scent. This is one that I think you can be wearing at any time of the year because it is the lightest of the bunch. All the rest of them are a bit on the heavy side, so definitely perfect fragrance for fall and winter, all the other ones. But this one specifically is great all year round. Great for any person, and if you're into florals, this is one of the best floral fragrances you'll ever get. Here's what we got. We have cedarwood, musk, Sicilian bergamot, coriander, yuzu. We have a fruity rose, and then we have pink peppercorn, lily of the valley, mango, rose, violet leaf, ambergris, amber. So it's loaded with a ton of great ingredients. And again, you get layers of scents as you wear it. Okay, last but not least, it is the fragrance that I'm wearing today, and that is Charlatan. It also happens to be Yana's favorite scent of October, as you can see in her video, and I'll include a link to that. She loves this fragrance. She's worn it many times. She loves this fragrance, and I can totally see why, because this is the epitome of gourmand, floral, and fruity fragrance. This is just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And again, for me to say this is a beautiful fragrance and I don't like florals, that says a lot. What do we have inside? We have pear dipped in chocolate. Hello, this is sex in a bottle. Luscious black Perigord truffle. That sounds tasty. Damascus rose, jasmine, spicy exotica of Morocco. We have leathery osmanthus. We have vanilla bean, spicy sandalwood, and we have some Himalayan amber. Fantastic fragrance, and I highly recommend this entire line. Like I said, make sure you go to the link below. Make sure you buy every one of these yourself, because you're going to absolutely love them all. You will not be disappointed. I promise you. You can look at all the reviews. This is the only brand of perfume I've ever seen where every single reviewer, every single one I've ever watched, had glowing positive reviews. And rightfully so, because this really is a fantastic fragrance line. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've tried any of these, let me know in the notes below. If you want to try any one of these, let me know which one you want to try out. And then, of course, make sure you follow Fort and Manle on Instagram. Make sure you follow them on their social media. Again, I'll include links to that as well. And experience this for yourself. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm getting very close to 1,000 subscribers. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And then also, don't forget to hit the notification bell as well so that you can get great content in the future. Thank you and have a great day.